Sicario, close to the camp entrance.
Alright, well, hello again guys, back at it here with another video in similar vein to my previous few uploads, another video to talk about stuff post October 5th, 2021, the day we all had to say a temporary goodbye to any hopes we all had at getting a new proper Ghost Recon title. Now, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but there are still things I wanted to kind of chit chat with you guys about, and I'm sure there are also things that you still want to kind of get off your chest as well. And I guess I'll just quickly take this moment as an opportunity to quickly thank you guys for your support and sharing all of that same passion with me. I gained a crazy amount of subs over this past week. So again, thanks to all you kind of new folks who are here, who've just joined this kind of community I've gotten sort of built here now. And I try my best to get through all your comments because I do make these videos because I do like hearing what you guys have to say. I know I can talk a lot, so I'm just happy that you guys have also been just as vocal with me as I have been with you over this past week. Alright, let's get started. So, I wanted to start off by discussing those Ghost Recon skins that we will be getting and break them down a little bit for you guys, cause I know some of you may not be too familiar with them. So, we are getting 3 character outfits, the first being Alicia Diaz's outfit from Ghost Recon 2. The second outfit is a Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter outfit, but I'm pretty sure that is just a younger Scott Mitchell Advanced Warfighter outfit that we will be getting. And lastly, got Kozak's outfit from Future Soldier, again the same outfit that was given to us from Wildlands. So, a few things. I'm not sure if these are outfits per se, or if we are getting gear sets. Obviously, I hope it's gear sets so that we can customize them up, but knowing Ubisoft, these things most likely will simply be non-customizable outfits. If these are outfits, they will be outfits of those 3 characters, like I said, but if these are sets, then that woman on the left isn't Diaz, it's just a generic custom ghost who is rocking Diaz's style from Ghost Recon 2, and that same goes for the other 2 sets as well. Obviously, I'm just happy that we are getting these outfits, whether or not they are sets or outfits, because they will change the vibe up of the game a bit. It will give us that feeling and that energy from the older Ghost Recon games, and it will bring us that Ghost Recon aesthetic back to Breakpoint that we have all been longing for. Now I'm really hoping that the Future Soldier gear coming does bring us that optical camo again, but I hope it isn't just a visual thing, it better actually work. And if it works, it would add a whole new element to this game's stealth, it will add a whole new gameplay mechanic. In fact, since they already made classes a thing in Breakpoint, they should consider just making a Future Soldier class that brings us that camo, but again, make it actually work. And make it not only work for the player, but make it work for our AI squads as well. Ubisoft, you better get this right, man. At the very least, please just get these outfits right. And I might actually even start using some HUD elements once we do get these outfits because Crosscom is back. And to me, it justifies having some of those HUD elements on. You guys know I play no HUD. I'm so picky that if I do get Crosscom, I will be throwing on some HUD elements because to me, it immerses me in that way. I know immersion is relative. I know it's immersive to you, may not be immersive to me and vice versa. And that's okay because that's why Breakpoint works in that kind of regard, because it gives us those options and we can customize the game to match our preferred style of play. So if you like HUD, go for it. If you don't use it. If you're like me, you only like HUD when Crosscom is present, then go for that as well. And honestly, this is only for the better. These outfits coming are only going to be a positive. Even if they aren't gear sets, the fact that we're getting these outfits are going to be good. Now, as much as Breakpoint to me is now in a decent shape, it's a pretty decent Ghost Recon game at this point, especially with all of its post-launch fixes and features that have been added, it still to me, to this day, lacks the aesthetic of Ghost Recon, and I'm mostly referring to the gear specifically when I say that. Plenty of gear options are great in Breakpoint, but plenty of the gear is bad in Breakpoint. A lot of the dumb gear, fictional gear, is pretty goddamn awful. They should have focused all that energy when making those fictional gear pieces on making Ghost Recon style gear pieces. Why spend time modeling a skull mask and those ugly fucking wolf masks when you could have modeled helmets like this? I really think Ubisoft needs to go back to the drawing board and they need to have a look at some of the concept designs from previous Ghost Recon games, and not only that, they need to really look at the designs they actually did implement into some of their older games. I'm surprised the quality and gear managed to go downhill because in all the games previous to Wildlands, there was such a great focus on making the ghosts look and feel a certain way. There was a realness to the way the ghosts looked, and then when they introduced those near future technologies, it elevated that look and feel to something, in my opinion, that wasn't offered in other shooters. Now, I think it's important to bring up in this discussion the character designs of Future Soldier. Those designs encompassed all the great aspects of all the Ghost Recon games and brought them to a next level look and feel. It was innovative and it showed they had a passion for making the ghosts stand out and be these super advanced operators that you wouldn't want to fuck with. Now, I'm not saying take away all the customization of the new Ghost Recon games. I'm not saying don't do that moving forward, but why don't you guys have that same passion in the gear and the look of the ghosts anymore? Breakpoint would have felt so much more like a Ghost Recon game if they actually included pieces like those ones I showed you before. Gear and character designs are such a vital aspect when it comes to not only tactical shooters, but when it comes to Ghost Recon games. Sure, the gameplay component to all of this is the most important thing, and I have discussed that plenty enough already, but the gear and look is also very super important, and it all ties it all together. So when I see a game like Ghost Recon Frontline, I think to myself, great, Ubisoft is doing it again. They aren't innovating at all when it comes to gear. The game doesn't even have anything that screams Ghost Recon out to us. Nothing to differentiate itself from Breakpoint. Even the assets used, it's all recycled from Breakpoint, and it shows. It looks too clean and it's not gritty enough. The environments are just recycled and it's so obvious. I bet you any money that the gear options and the customization in Frontline will be awful, and if not awful, it will just be a clone of the ones we got in Breakpoint. Breakpoint's gear could have been so much fucking better, but the fact is that Frontline hasn't done anything differently to show to me, like I said, that Ubisoft is trying to innovate in any sort of way possible. It just shows to me that they don't care about that Ghost Recon spirit, and they don't care about making ghosts and operators that look and feel like Ghost Recon. They're not even calling them ghosts. They're not even calling them ghosts. They're calling the characters you pick contractors. You don't even play as ghosts, you play as contractors in Ghost Recon Frontlines. They don't care about actually creating actual ghosts. They want you, the player, to throw on plaid shirts and bandanas and blue cowboy hats to match your blue colored 416 assault rifles. It's all so silly, it's so very silly. But honestly guys, Frontline shouldn't even be the game anyway where they innovate in that regard. It shouldn't be the game where they innovate gear. A real Ghost Recon title should be the game where they do innovate gear again. Maybe if they did innovate with Frontline, it would have sold some of us ghosts on potentially giving it a shot, but no one is excited for a game filled with recycled assets and no tactical gameplay, I'm sorry. If they made a third-person Ghost Recon Battle Royale game with true Ghost Recon gear and classic tactical elements, it could have worked so much better, and it probably would have been received a little bit more positive and not as negatively. I'm not anti-Battle Royale, but I am anti-bad games. They could have made a legit effort in the Ghost Recon multiplayer front. When Siege started, it was innovation for the Rainbow Six series, in my opinion, done right. It was innovation done right. The first year or two of Siege's life was pretty great. It felt like a really well done tactical multiplayer shooter that you actually needed to communicate on in order to win, but that fell off real fucking fast. I could just picture a Ghost Recon multiplayer game in my head right now, but that simply won't ever happen. They just won't do it. They won't give us that slow-paced tactical game where it's simply 2 teams of 50 with separate squads of 5 that move and advance using communication and tact. But they want this running around sprinting party where everyone is just exploding things left and right and dropping in metal objects from the sky. It's just a big wasted opportunity. It's a run and gun shooter is what it is. How did they mess this opportunity up? It's so easy at this point to make a good Ghost Recon game with everything the community throws at them. It's like one of the easiest games to develop at this point. You don't even need to think. Ubisoft, you guys don't need to think. You don't even need to go to the drawing board or do anything at all. It's obvious what your community wants. All you need to do is open up a single random thread on Reddit or on your forums, or even just a random video on YouTube that talks about Ghost Recon. And I guarantee you this video will also get comments with some good ideas too that you could probably look at as well. It's so easy. The community is so vocal. Your community is so vocal. Just listen to them. Yeah, alright guys, well that's it from me today. Insurgency Sandstorm has got my interest and I would like to play that and talk about it, so I think that's what's next for me to play. I'm not giving up on Ghost Recon, obviously. I'm a big fucking fan of Ghost Recon. I can't just stop playing it altogether, but I do want to have a look at Insurgency Sandstorm because I'm also looking forward to Battlefield as well, and I do like that there's kind of two things there. I can play Battlefield when I want that big explosive action-packed energy that game gives you, and then Insurgency Sandstorm, which will really give me that multiplayer experience that Ghost Recon just isn't going to give us, guys. Let's be honest. Ghost Recon will never give us a tactical multiplayer game because Ubisoft is not going to listen to us no matter how much we talk about it. So I think this is my final video in terms of talking about everything that happened this past week with the 20th anniversary and what's next for Breakpoint. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about Motherland and making videos on that when we hear more and when we get to see more. But for right now, I think I'm going to go hop on and play some Insurgency Sandstorm because that game really does have my interest. And I think that's the kind of multiplayer game Ubisoft should look at when developing a Ghost Recon game. So that's it for today, guys. As always, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing your comments, and take it easy.